I want to finish this up with a little bit about what you observe in terms of people's behavior, their etiquette, maybe even the way they present themselves. Let's say you do get invited to a dinner and you're introduced to somebody else, or you are having dinner with a potential customer. What are some behaviors that you would be looking out for?
Yeah, I trained a little bit in that because I attended maybe 15,000 dinners in my life and meetings and things like that. And of course, I observe a lot of these things, of course, and you can learn a lot by taking not just maybe a potential date or potential girlfriend or any friend to a restaurant, see how they treat people around them. If they treat the waiters, everyone with a lot of respect and say, thank you very much for your service, all these things. I look very much into that, because how they treat other people they don't know is how they are as human beings. Of course, they will always treat the Pandora founder, with the respect. And I know that. And wow, I'm very high. Very often I'm the highest ranking officer in the group because I had this legacy that I have. But I see how they behave towards the waiter. If you get some food you don't like, I never ever had sent any food in my whole life back to the kitchen, because it's not important, maybe I made the wrong order. Maybe, something was, but shut the fuck up and eat, I say to people. Yeah. Who do you fuck you think? But we ordered a steak. He gave us a chicken. Yeah. And I can eat a chicken. It doesn't matter. I never sent anything back in my life. That is a very important, and also how they order. Very interesting. When I order, it takes me 5 seconds because it's not important. I look at the menu. I take that. I said, don't you want to look what they have? No, it's not important. Not important. I don't have time for that. Let's talk business. We're here for the business. And then I always try to I'm always the last person to leave the restaurants. Even if I start at 7 and all this regular restaurants I come to say, oh, fuck, it's Jesper. Now we know what's going to happen because he's going to close our restaurant. And at the end, we have to throw him out, because the conversations are running. So people always say, then we take the full course. I would say we take the starter, we take the main, and we take the desserts, and we end up with the tea or the coffee or the drinks, because then we have 5 hours. You know what I mean? 5 hours. And people, when I book at the different restaurants, they know, oh, it's Jesper. It's not working with the 2 hours normal seating. He needs unlimited seating because he's going to be the last one when we close the music. We have to carry him and his group out of the restaurant, because I try to create an atmosphere of well-being, of having a good time. So I don't drink any coffee. I don't like tea, but I can drink it. So when it's always, but it prolongs your session with 1-2 hours, you understand? And so when you're already decided to go to the restaurant with that group or that person, stay as long as you always do the desserts. I don't like desserts very much, but I order and they will always be eaten. I don't know if you ever noticed that. But if I always say to the waiter, we have 5 people, put us 3 desserts to share. Mm-hmm. And I've never seen any plate gone out full. No. People will eat it. They'll eat it anyway, I will not eat. I'll just take a bite and that's fine. But it's just to prolong the sessions, So always when you have that situation, because it's where you can get to know them really well. Whether that's friends maybe that don't, but when we come a little bit further into the conversation, you start to find out that maybe they have some problems, but they didn't really want to come with it because it needs time, to come into the conversation, to come into that space. And I hate when they play too loud music in the restaurant. I think that's a very stupid concept. Stop it. And if you live in Marbella, it's sometimes it's way too loud. And I have to say, it's not how loud is the music going to be tonight, because then I'm not going to come. Because I need to talk, I need to create that space with whether it's an employee, a friend, your partner, whoever it is. You need to create that space of trust and intimacy. And I found out that sitting eating is the best possibility to do that. I made all my businesses around the world in the restaurants in the evening. I did my business with my family, meaning my sister was helping me all along. And she always said, I was always responsible from 8 to 16, she said. Because from 16 and open end, it was Jesper's time. So I took care of everything from 4 o'clock to open end in the other end. And she was doing the daily business, the normal daily boring business. But I took them when it came to find out what kind of people are we talking about here. I closed 75 master franchise agreements around the world, from China to Venezuela to all the countries you can dream of. I had a master franchise, and there I got to know the local people and to really get close to them, because it was a local man that I was making the agreement with. So I got to know him, and that also gives you a chance to get to know about that country. I'm very curious. I want to know what it's like to live in this country, and how are you seeing things? What is your religion? What is your background? And what I found out, what's very interesting, is how much alike we are around the world. Whether you are in South Korea, in Europe, in America, in South America, we're all the same. So we don't have to run around and fight each other, because we all want the same. We want for our families to have a good life. That's what we all want. That's what we all fight for. So I never really understood all these disagreements. It all comes down to what I really hate most of all: greed. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Takes things that don't belong to you. Very bad karma. And all these things I learned through my journeys as a global entrepreneur, that we are so much alike, and that also leads to, of course, that I have friends in every single country in the world. I go back. I love to do my tours where I go to meet old friends, all around the world. It's so great to catch up and hear how they're doing, see how they're developing. But I found out, truth from the bottom of my heart, that we are so much alike, that there is a way for this world to move forward, because we all want the same. And religion, disagreements, war, let's stop all this, because we have to respect. Here I live, when people say, no, it's very difficult with religion, I live in a country with 200 different nationalities. This is a Muslim country I'm living in, and we all respect each other. So when people tell me it's not possible, I say that's a lie, because there is here a place where I can tell you that we have no problems at all. We live peacefully together. Yeah, but it's very hard. They respect us as Europeans 100%. They're not trying to force any kind of anything onto us. They respect us. I have to say, I'm an immigrant in this country. I feel extremely welcome. They're very, very kind to me. They don't try to put me into some. I can't speak too much, because then they give me a fine. Stupid Jesper, you broke the law. You have to pay. I respect it. That's how it has to be. So 200 nationalities living under the same roof, and we have no criminal things going on. We have nothing. So there is a hope for the world, I always say. And maybe it's not so far away as we think it is.